It's been a while since I never done this review, this full legend thing about everything we know about Deltarune Chapter 2. Here it is, everyone. Here it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Obbit315086, and welcome back to Chapter 2 of Deltarune. So this is where it's gonna. So this is where Toby Fox has this release date and trailer and screenshots and daily. So anyway, let's read. It's been 5 years since Toby Fox Undertale was released, and 2 years since the follow-up game Deltarune Chapter 1, unleashed with the lately Chapter 1 on PC and Nintendo Switch. For everyone wondering how much development headway the game is made, Fox has proved updates on a few distant occasions. Here's everything we know about Deltarune Chapter 2. When is the Deltarune Chapter 2 release date? Deltarune Chapter 2 does not have an official release date, according to the September 2020 Provincial article. I'm not sure how to pronounce, so that's why. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing like those words correctly. So yeah. And updates from Toby Fox. Development on Chapter 2. I cannot speak today. Began around the middle of 2020 and has progress at a faster rate than Chapter 1. So this is. So Lancer is the key? Wait, hold up. Why do you see the key? Ho ho! I'm a tough boy. Treat me like one of your items. So that's why. Is there a reason why Lancer is in the key? If you guys will let me know, then I will. Okay? Fox believes there will be a playable version ready by the end of 2020. So after that will be 2021. Who knows? Maybe it's going to release on January or May. That estimate isn't counting for finishing touches like translation. God, I cannot speak today. Translation, bug testing, and porting. It's likely we'll see in the initial release of Deltarune Chapter 2 by the middle of next year. So the next year will be 2021. I mean, I need to stop being hyped for once. I mean, I know you guys are like hyped for that, but patience is a virtue, okay? If you're all being patient, then Fox will release the next chapter. So stay hyped, kids. Stay hyped, fellas. Oh my god. Presumably will be released on PC, Switch, and PlayStation 5. From that point, further chapters might be released rather quickly. After gaining experience from the Chapter 2, I think making future chapters will be easier, said Fox in September 2020 status update. There is a Deltarune Chapter 2 trailer. Despite the numerous fan-made videos amplified, there's not yet a trailer for Deltarune Chapter 2. However, there's a screenshot featuring updated models found in Chapter 2. Here's one that's featured in FAMUs. So FAMUs work with Toby Fox. I'm not sure if he worked with Toby Fox. Hold up. Yo, this looks awesome. God, those looks like cars in a bit. Like, I don't know why, but those looks like cars. We got the Japanese version of that. what is the gameplay like in Deltarune Chapter 2? Similar to Deltarune Chapter 1, the second chapter will feature turn-based combat resembling the Final Fantasy series. There will be some bullet hell combos that will no longer be the main events. Longer changes include the removal of random encounters. You may now see enemies from overworld before fighting them, give you a chance to avoid them altogether. So, unlike Undertale doesn't allow you to see enemies. So, like, there are just random encounters that you may find in the ruins, in the Zoden, in Waterfall, in Hotland, in Core, and yeah. So that's why Toby Fox like put those not to see those enemies. So you cannot able to see enemies, but in Deltarune Chapter 1 you can see enemies. So that's the best thing that I love about Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So that's why Toby Fox comes up with a better idea in Chapter 1. And I really love the story of Deltarune Chapter 1. It's the best story ever, and I really love how Toby Fox put so much effort into making the first chapter. And now he's gonna make the second chapter, and they're gonna release this on 2021. Since, I don't know, 3 years. Probably it's gonna be 1 year before that, because the Deltarune Chapter 2 is gonna release. Like, my god, that's gonna be awesome. Is Deltarune Chapter 2 the last chapter in Deltarune? No, it's not. In the manual's article, Deltarune Chapter 2 and Deltarune Chapter 1 was a whole treated as a separated in tiles. So that's why they're separated. So yeah. Implying there will be more than 2 chapters. We don't know how many chapters Deltarune will include, but Fox has completed the outline of all events and all chapters in the first draft, all the cutscene dialogue. In his status update from September 2020, Fox had a section from the progress chapters +3. This entirely implies that there will be at least 4 chapters in the Deltarune with room for more. So that's interesting. So he's gonna have 3 chapters more. So Chapter 3, Chapter 4, and Chapter 5, and maybe Chapter 6. I'm not sure if Chapter 6 will be the last one, but anyway, regardless on that, items beneath the progress chapters 3+ title, and believe there will be at least 6 total chapters. Under map design, Fox says the combination of the map buys pure chapter earlier chapters totally completed. So he may complete like Chapter 2 until, but he's still working on Chapter 2, so that's why he didn't like totally complete. So yeah, Fox uses the early terminally of early chapters in the section of Chapter 3+, if applying that at least 2 chapters make up a section. If Chapters 3 and 4 are considered earlier, then at least Chapters 5 and 6 must exist to make later chapters, not counting the prologue of the single Undertale playthrough, at least 6 chapters. Perhaps that's the number we have, except for Deltarune. So Deltarune playthrough lasted 6 chapters, that makes sense, because Undertale the demo, Toby Fox released the Undertale demo on May of 2013. So the ruins must be Chapter 1, the Snowden will be Chapter 2, the Waterland will be Chapter 3, the Hotland will be chapter 4. Hotland and Core will be chapter 4, and the New Helm will be chapter 5, and True Laboratory will be chapter 6. I'm not sure if if my sentence doesn't make sense, then I can understand, but I don't know if the places that has 6 chapters, so regardless of that, let's move on. How many endings will Deltarune chapter 2 have? Oh, that's interesting. Whoa, look at this! This is so cool! Oh my goodness gravy, what is this? Yo, I love this! Yo, Chris takes the pills and Susie's giving the shot and Ralsei's giving the birthday cake? Cinders and ashes. This chapter is just spot on right here, right now. I love it so much. Like literally every time I see this, my jaw just dropped to 1,000,000 pieces. Like literally. Undertale famously had 3 distant endings. Yeah, the neutral route, the true pacifist, and the genocide. And don't forget hard mode, because I'm not sure is the 4th ending or the secret ending of that, but anyway, it's like called a secret ending, so yeah, that's why hard mode is the secret ending, but I wish it's a 4th ending of that, so that's why we'll have 4 distant endings, then 3 distant endings, so yeah. Deltarune will just have 1. Mild is why disputes some gamers from enjoying Deltarune. Fox has confirmed that your choices still matter. And FAQ, Fox said, there's something more important than reaching the end. This coupling amplifies the part of the gameplay might be significantly different between playthroughs. Your choices still matter. But in chapter 1, Susie just said, your choices don't matter. So in chapter 2, it would be like, these choices do matter, but I don't know why, but that still kind of started to confuse me a lot, so I know it still confused all of you, because like in chapter 1, Susie says, your choices don't matter, and now in chapter 2, Toby Fox says, your choices still matter. It's like, what? It just won't affect where the chapters end up. So, we have to wait and see, guys. We have to wait and see. Is Deltarune a sequel to Undertale? Not quite. Yep, guys, not quite. I know people are suggesting if I know I watched some Dako Etika or Two Left Thumbs saying that this is a prequel to Undertale. Well, I'm not sure, but it still kind of confused me whether or not if Deltarune is a prequel to Undertale. But I know you guys have have your opinions. I know mine is not like prequel to Undertale, but I know you guys have your opinions, so I know you guys have your opinions like Deltarune is a sequel to Undertale, so yeah, stuff like that. Deltarune takes place in the world distance from Undertale's, but Fox has confirmed there will be some connection between the two. Deltarune's world is a different one from Undertale, said Fox in FAQ. With the different characters that live in different lives, a whole new story will happen. I don't know what you call this kind of game, but it's just a game you can play after you complete Undertale. So yeah, you can't just do Deltarune then Undertale. No, you can't. You can't just do that. Okay, you have to like complete Undertale, then Deltarune Chapter 1, and then Chapter 2, because you cannot do it. Okay. I know I watched Thailand's 264's video, and that one doesn't make any sense because you cannot start with Deltarune Chapter 1 then Undertale, because that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, if you want to, yeah. It's seen in Deltarune Chapter 1. Characters from the first tile will appear in the game. They won't have lived the same lives that they did in the original. To understand the reference, Deltarune players should still beat Undertale before playing. So if you guys haven't beat Undertale, be sure do it, guys. Do it. You can't just do Undertale before you can't just do Deltarune before Undertale. I cannot speak today because, like Toby said, you cannot do Deltarune then Undertale because it won't make sense. So you have to do Undertale then Deltarune Chapter 1. I know I struggle Asgore in a bit, so I just move on to that. So that's why I just move on to Chapter 1. So that's why I got frustrated in Asgore, because Asgore, he is just ultimately hard, like literally ultimately hard, and I don't like it so much. So that's why I quit Undertale and move on to Deltarune Chapter 1. So yeah, Deltarune Chapter 2 is currently in development. Guys, when Deltarune Chapter 2 comes out, don't spoil it. Don't. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is an interesting one, and I love Toby Fox when he makes those 3 different like chapters that he does, like the Progress Chapters 3 plus title. That and he will make the chapters more easier. So that's why, because he's gonna make the chapters easier. So yeah. And also that's gonna do it for Deltarune Chapter 2 release date, screenshots, and trailer. By the way, there's gonna be a trailer that's gonna be coming up in 2021. If not, then who knows. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Bye.